Welcome back, Steelers fans, to another exciting episode here on Mike Drop Sports, our Thursday episode, our daily upload. I'm your host, Jason. Let's dive into a little Pittsburgh Steelers talk. And today I really want to dive into what the Pittsburgh Steelers need to do offensively. And we'll talk a little bit about that defense on the back half of this episode. However, offensively, what do they need to do with their quarterback right now, Justin Fields? Hand him the keys, my friends. Give him a little bit of trust, Arthur Smith, Mike Tomlin. Give him a little leeway in this offense in order to be different, in order to create a little bit of a different feel on first and second down, not allow opposing defenses to be able to load up and not have to guess at what you're doing. They are able to really hone in on what the Steelers do on first and second down, and they are able to corral the Steelers offense easily without real adjustments, without really thinking about it. They are able to handle the Steelers offense on first and second down. When does the Steelers offense start to get hot during a ball game, guys? It's when Mike Tomlin and Arthur Smith start to take the handcuffs off of Justin Fields and allow him to do the things that are necessary in order for an NFL quarterback to be successful. And that is what, guys? Getting up to the line of scrimmage, being able to identify the defensive set in front of you, being able to check in and out of plays, understanding defensive philosophy in order to get your offense in the best possible position. Those things start to happen for the Steelers, and they start to be a little bit successful. They start to be able to score some points. They start to be able to move the football. Things aren't as predictable. The defense doesn't look as stout against the Steelers offense as it once did earlier in the ball game. But what does Justin Fields need to do in order to secure victory for the Steelers on Sunday night in front of a national audience, a national televised night game for the Pittsburgh Steelers in prime time on Sunday night for Sunday Night Football? What does he need to do, guys? And that is be different. Be different. Come out there and be something that the Cowboys aren't expecting. Be something that the Dallas Cowboys are going to go, oh shit, what do we do here? Justin Fields is changing the script. He's flipping it up. What do we do here? That's what you need to do if you're the Steelers. That's the type of confusion you need to make on that Dallas Cowboys defense. You need to spread it out if you're the Steelers. That offensive line has struggled, and you need to be, again, different. You need to be able to scheme things up a little bit in order to protect that offensive line slightly. It's been injured, it's been beaten up, it's been battered, but the Steelers have to spread things out a little bit. And I understand some of your concerns with the wide receiver position. However, I think the Pittsburgh Steelers could still spread it out, utilizing some tight ends, utilizing running backs perhaps, in order to spread things out a little bit to take a little bit of pressure off of that offensive line, in my opinion. Allow Justin Fields to spread it out and use his legs when necessary. Allow things to be different in terms of look, in terms of scheme. And if you're Arthur Smith, I understand you want to run the ball, but right now you have to flip it up because the personnel isn't there to run that aggressive, heavy package that you so desire. It's just not there. So now you have to flip things. Now you have to spread things out. Now you have to create mismatches all across the board. You have to be able to get those linebackers that are a little bit nicked up for the Cowboys. Also, you have to get them in mismatch opportunities for the Steelers. You have to get Connor Hayward out there on a linebacker that may perhaps not be as athletic as Connor Hayward. You need to allow Pat Fryermuth to work the middle of the field, inside to out. You need to allow those things for Darnell Washington. Allow that action game to start working. Allow the spread to start getting the defense of the Dallas Cowboys back on their heels. That's what you need to do. You cannot come out there and just play Tomlin ball, as I would like to call it right now at this point in his career. Tomlin ball, an ultra conservative nature of play. You can't do that. You wanted to hear the media all offseason. We had to hear Minka ball 9 million times. Well, let's talk about something that actually has a little bit of meat to it, and that is Tomlin ball. Tomlin ball, meaning that it's too conservative, and it is a defense's greatest gift to get that Tomlin ball played against them. That's simply the facts. So let's talk about it that way. Don't allow the Steelers offense to play Mike Tomlin type football. Don't allow it, man. Justin has to come out there, though, this week and put no doubt, leave no doubt in Mike Tomlin's mind and the franchise of the Pittsburgh Steelers that he is the quarterback one, that he is the guy that should be named this week, that he got to force the hand of Mike Tomlin this week with this game on Sunday night. He has to force the hand of Mike Tomlin to come out there in his Tuesday press conference and to say, Justin Fields is our guy. He is quarterback one. He has done enough in order to secure that title on this football team. And we are 1,000% behind him right now, heading in to week 6. That's what needs to be said. That's the type of scenario that you have to hope for the Pittsburgh Steelers here come Sunday night. All right, guys, let's continue to dive in. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Make sure you join us for our live shows. We'll be live about 7:45, 8 o'clock tonight for Steel City Live. I'll be your host, as always. So make sure you like, subscribe, share those shows as we are now in this new StreamYard format that provides a little bit higher quality to you guys. And it makes now your job ever so more important by sharing, by liking, by doing all of those things that you hear all across YouTube that help channels grow. And we are reaching for that 4,000 goal here in terms of subscriber count. So let's get there and let's continue to move on here with some Steelers talk. And I wanted to dive into that defense, like I said in the beginning. I want to dive into the defense just a little bit and what they need to do. And the theme remains the same: be different. The Steelers relied on all season so far before that Colts game that they were able to get to the quarterback with minimal numbers. They were able to rush the passer with 4, sometimes a 5th guy, but they were able to get there with minimal numbers. When the Colts game came up, they weren't able to successfully do that, and that hurt the Steelers in a big, big way defensively. And this defense now has to come out and scheme things up a little bit different. They have to start confusing the Dallas Cowboys defense. They need to be able to corral and keep Dak Prescott inside of the pocket and force him into mistakes. Dak is a veteran and he is going to be able to do things in order to keep the Cowboys in the football game. And the Steelers have to disrupt that comfortability. They have to disrupt that offensive scheme of the Dallas Cowboys. And they still have to try to get there with minimal numbers, but I could look for, and I think I want to see, more exotic schemes, blitzes from different areas, applying pressure from places that they haven't so far this season here in 2024. They need to really mix things up and keep that offense guessing of where your key players are going to be. Also, you need to be able to put the right combinations of players in on defense at the times that you need them to be in there. Peyton Wilson needs to be mixed in there, I think, in a little bit of a different rushing scenario in terms of Landon Roberts, Peyton Wilson, and Patrick Queen sometimes being out there to create a little bit of a blitz type scenario that the Dallas Cowboys may not have seen. I think also the Steelers in the secondary need to utilize a guy like a Beanie Bishop, perhaps, to rush the passer and get up out of that slot receiver, slot cornerback type role and maybe apply a little bit of pressure. They need to become exotic and they need to do things that they haven't done so far this season. So mixing it up, being different, and TJ Watt has to be effective this week. He has to show up this week and be big on the stat sheet. We have to see TJ Sunday night really come out and be effective and show why he is the best defender in the entire world. So again, guys, 3-1 is vastly, or 3-2 would be vastly different for the Pittsburgh Steelers as opposed to what 4-1 would be coming out of this football game in Week 5. If you're 3-2, you give the Baltimore Ravens a chance to tie this division for the division lead, both at 3-2. If you come out of here 4-1, no matter what any team does in this division on Sunday or throughout the weekend of games, nothing matters. The Steelers would still be in first place. And that's how you got to play this each and every week. Win, and we're still in command no matter what happens with this offense, no matter what happens within this division. No matter what happens, we are still in first place. So it is a win and keep your spot type scenario. Don't give these teams the opportunity to tighten the gap here heading into the back half of the season. Really continue to apply that pressure because that pressure will mean something in the back half of the season, guys. That pressure that the Steelers are able to build here in the front half will really, really pay dividends for this football team because why? They won't be in that forced to press type situation as what the Bengals, the Browns, the Ravens will be in if you continue to build a lead here inside of the AFC North, which creates a different style of football being played out on the field for those teams if they are trying to press and overcome a multiple game deficit, a couple game deficit, what have you. So the Steelers need to continue that theme here. Again, like, subscribe, share. It's so important now that we're on StreamYard. I've appreciated the massive amounts of steady viewership from all of the regular Mafia members. You guys are absolutely amazing, amazing, and so loyal. And I'm so lucky and humbled to have such a loyal fan base, a loyal group of people inside of Steelers Nation that come and participate each and every day to talk Steelers football with us here on Mike Drop Sports. So until tonight, guys, I'm Jason. This is Mike Drop Sports. Peace.